Wednesday 14th of January, back down to ours again. Tide's a little bit higher at the moment, still going out, so perilous journey of stepping over some of these large stones still as you wade out. The forecast is for the wind to increase markedly this afternoon. It's going to be gale force from the south by sort of tea time tonight. At the moment I was getting about 17 knots-ish before I rigged, hence taking the 6.5. And I'm also back to my Talmax gloves that I have been using for dinghy sailing of late.
This is the first session I've had fixed harness lines back on this Chinook carbon boom. I've been running variable ones for quite a while, but I'm now back to fixed 28 inch lines, and they seem to be working really well and really comfortable. As the wind's building a little bit, the ramps are building up over here, because it is that much shallower for the most part, probably chest deep at the most. Despite the gloves, really the tips of my fingers now are so cold I can't feel them at all.
This.
When I went out I had a little bit more power in the outhole, but now the wind's come up a little bit, I've just tightened that and it seems to have done the trick. I launched from Cunningburn car park area there, just south of our sailing club. I could see there was a few people around. They were being a little bit slow getting out on the water, and therefore missed out on some quality sailing time. And typically, as I prepare to wave as I go past, the wind drops and the wind gets away. There was a few minutes mid-session here where the wind just seemed to be a bit patchy and you weren't always planing, but then it came back and it increased. whilst these gloves are neoprene and definitely do have some warmth in them, and also some reasonable grip and don't seem to be tight around the wrists, my fingers were really killing me at this stage.
Telling me and that hasn't been recorded? You've got to be shitting me. It's the end of the day.
So I'd had my watch tucked under my wetsuit sleeve, and somehow it had obviously, with wrist bending, managed to press one of the buttons and stop the recording. I thought it was just going to resume from the start. It turned out I actually lost the whole first hour of the session. Now the wind is up though, this slightly faster stretch out to the north again. I've actually just felt the windward rail lift as I put a bit more power on the fin. I think that's probably the first time I've ever felt that on the Dyno board. I will, however, blame cold hands on this not so good job, but I didn't get too bad. This is now turning into one of the best sessions I've had in probably a year, and certainly one of the best ones out on the Dyno 115 and 6.5 combination, which always seems to be a pretty good combination to sail with. As the wind picks up and I'm starting to use the Simon Bornhoff windwise technique of water starting, getting the feet in both straps as you come up, it is so much better for avoiding potential catapults. So all you got to do is, once you're stable, just flick yourself into the harness, power up and off you go. So despite my best efforts, all of me is warm apart from my hands and fingers. So I think it was about an hour 20 out on the water in probably 3 to 4 degrees centigrade. That was enough. Great session. Time to go in and have a hot cup of tea.
Right. I think that's it.